Come in, please.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Mr. Mohit Mangal.
Yes, sir.
Please take a seat.
Thank you, sir.
Your date of interview is
3rd of March.
3rd of March, so you have some time. All right, Mohit, please introduce yourself briefly to the board.
So, sir, my name is Mohit Mangal, and I am from Gangapur city, town of 𝐍𝐢𝐫𝐬𝐫, district of Rajasthan. And I did my all the schooling from that place. Afterwards, sir, I did my engineering from Malviya National Institute of Technology in Jaipur from electrical engineering. And from where I got placed in L&T construction, where I did work for 1.5 years in the supply chain department of the company.
Okay.
Sir, then I left the job for the preparation of the civil services. And recently, sir, I have completed my master's in economics from Jawaharlal Nehru University. And currently, sir, I am currently working in Simon India Limited. It is an advanced group company in a procurement department.
Very good. I have two requests.
Yes, sir.
In the beginning, rather than point it out at the end. Number one, lean back. Prop yourself against the chair. And secondly, instead of clenching your hands on your knees, put it gently in your lap.
Okay, like that.
Yeah, it's fine, but also not forever. Use it to express yourself as freely as you would do in a friendly discussion.
Right, sir.
2, your eye contact should be with every member naturally. You don't have to keep doing like this robotically. The person who's asking the question, 2/3 of the time roughly, or 3/4 even. The others also you have to involve in the discussion. All right, this is a discussion format.
Right, sir.
So please go ahead, Nikhil.
Okay.
Yes. Good morning, Mohit.
Good morning, sir.
Actually, you have done economics, so you're the right person to discuss on budget and hidden features. Now, in the economics survey, there was lot of time given on the problems of SMEs, MSME,
Right, sir.
and those were there. But when budget was presented, I think there was not much devoted to that. So there was a kind of disconnect between economic survey and the budget. So that is one point you have to explain why. And what are the issues with regard to MSME?
Okay.
That also you can tell us.
So, sir, as you have already rightly pointed out that the economic survey has cautiously said that we need to focus on the MSMEs, because even after having so much policies regarding the MSMEs, it has not been able to lift out. But sir, in the budget, if we see, there are some of the provisions that are given to the MSME, especially with respect to the definition of the MSME itself.
Yes.
So it has been increased.
How do you define MSME?
So, sir, it is defined based on the investment and based on the turnover.
Okay.
So, under the micro MSMEs, if the investment is under 1 crore and the turnover is 5 crore, so it is the micro.
Yeah.
Then for the small MSMEs, it is the 10 crore and 50 crore, and for the medium MSMEs, it is 50 crore and the 250 crore. So now it is going to be increased 2 times in terms of investment and 2.5 times in terms of turnover.
Before we proceed further, you can explain what is the importance of MSME for Indian economy, and why government has very lately woken up to this issue, because it should have been done 20 years back or
Right,
30
sir.
years back.
Right,
Yeah.
sir. So in terms of numbers, if we see, sir, MSMEs contribute around 45% of the exports of our country, and contribute around 40% of our manufacturing. First point is that. Second, if we see, the MSMEs are the the backbone of these supply chain of the country. So even if we have a large manufacturing companies, but MSMEs provide the upstream and downstream supply chain. So it is very important for us. Third is the regional distribution. So the MSMEs helps in ensuring the regional equity, because they are fairly distributed in all over the country. And fourth is the women empowerment. Sir, many of the MSMEs, it is around the 40% of the MSMEs, they are headed by the women.
What are the main constraints of MSME in our country?
So constraints.
Constraints, yeah,
So
for their growth.
okay, sir. So, sir, to my mind, one is the finances. Still, the
Government has done quite a lot on finances.
Right,
no?
sir.
Yeah.
Sir, second, if we see that the productivity of the MSMEs. So even having the finances, the technological advancement that a MSME should have is still not there, because the competitiveness in the MSME is usually coming from the suppression of the wages rather than the technological advancement. So it led to the first is the suppression of wages, second is the low level of acceptance of the technology. Third point is the itself is the sir if we see the at the international level, there has been a supply chain disruptions. So we have around 45% export that is coming from the MSMEs, but
But
supply chain.
our export itself is very minimal on the global arena.
Yes, sir.
How much is our export compared to, like globally, what is the total of global export, Indian export?
Sir, India approximately like share around 2% of the merchandise
Yeah,
exports.
2%. So in that, MSME is still much less.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
And contribution of MSME to our GNP is also not very desired thing. How much is the contribution of MSME?
Sir, in manufacturing sector it is around 40%.
40.
40% in the manufacturing.
Sorry, I think you need to check that. You're wide off mark. But like if you have gone through the economic survey, one point which was the major point you missed fully, that was about regulations.
Right, sir.
And center has advised all the state governments to pay great attention, because ease of doing business is mostly
Yes,
not only foreign investment, it is even for our national investments and national industries. Ease of doing business means regulation, and there are at least 20 to 25
कि अगर
regulations.
इतना हो जाए लंच से पहले करना,
Skirting
लंच
their
लंच पे
road.
निकलना है
All right, you may go through all the
जितना हो
best.
सके.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
So, Mohit,
Yes, sir.
we go back to your engineering days. Think about it. A proposition is like this. When we are transmitting electricity through AC, then we are using high voltage AC, is it not?
Yes, sir.
It is leading to losses. You know electrical losses. My proposition is that let us transfer this electricity at low voltage. Say what? Say around 440 volt, 220 volt. Why this is not done?
Sir, the reason behind the stepping up of the voltage is twofold. First, we have to transmit the power for the longer distances. So there is the voltage drop usually happen in the transmission line. So in order to ensure that the voltage to have at the end point, we have to step up. Secondly, we see that since we need to ensure there is the power should be constant at the input and output. So if we increase the voltage, the current value decline. And the I square losses that we have is decline in the square form. So the stepping up of the voltage give us a flexibility to reduce the voltage as well as the to transmit the power at a longer distance.
Okay, think about it, your answer. Then another proposition that what is the difficulty in using high voltage DC transmission?
So, sir, one thing that coming to my mind is the DC. We need to store it. If we are going to transmit the DC and there is no demand at the end of it, then we have to store it somewhere. Second point is that
That's strange. DC need storing. It can't be consumed.
if the supply is higher than this demand, sir, we have to somewhere
Okay, I think
store
we
it.
leave it at that. Mohit, then you read newspapers every day.
Yes, sir.
What is the interesting news today?
Sir, today, like the majority of the newspaper was covered with the budget only.
Covered with the budget only. No? In budget, what is the total outlay?
So it is around 50 lakh crore, sir.
Do we say that it's a deficit budget?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It is a deficit budget.
It
sir.
is a deficit budget.
Yes, sir.
To what extent?
Sir, as per the government estimate, the total revenue that we are going to have for the next fiscal year is around 36 lakh crore. So around 14 lakh crore we have to borrow from the different sources. So for that we call it a deficit budget, sir.
I find that about 4% only is coming from customs duty.
Okay.
So don't you think that we need to do away maximum customs duty so that the staff establishment cost comes down?
Sir, like having the custom.
What are the pros and cons of it?
Yes, sir. Sir, the custom duties, the introduction of the custom duties have some of the reasoning behind it. One of is to ensure that our domestic competitiveness to remain with respect to it. Second is we have seen there are sometimes the countries that dump their product into the market, especially we call from the China also. So we have to also ensure that there is no dumping into the market. And apart from it, that we have reduce the administrative cost with respect to customs also. We have the ice gate system where these all the customs duties are have been digitalized. So the administrative costs have been declined, but we need to ensure that the custom duties be rationalized and in line with our own domestic requirements, sir.
Thank you, Mohit.
Thank you very much, sir.
चलिए सत्येंद्र.
Okay, Mohit, I mean, as you know, like the detailed application form which you have filled up is very important, and everything which you have written is so important that sometimes your whole interview can be based on this one. So I am coming to your DAF only. See, you said you were born in Rajasthan, you studied in Rajasthan, and mostly you have lived in Rajasthan, but you have claimed Delhi as your home state.
Yes, sir.
And you have preferred not to be allocated to Delhi as this one. Any, how did you come to this region that Delhi has become your home state? Like, how do you categorize Delhi as your home state?
Sir, if I say after the completing my graduation, around it's been 6 years, and I have been living in the Delhi only. My job was in Faridabad in Delhi NCR. Then I have completed my masters in JNU, and then my another job that I am currently doing is also in Gurgaon. So I thought that I have lived in the Rajasthan for around 18-19 years. Now I have living in the Delhi. So I should go for Delhi as a home state, sir.
No, let me because it will invite in actual interview also a lot of questions. Because first 19 years, and if you go for education to say Chennai, that does not. It can make you claim as home state, but not necessarily. But in your case particularly, because you don't prefer Delhi to be allocated as your cadre. So I'm sure you should have been more careful while filling up your form for civil services. Again, coming to your application form, I find it strange that among the services which you have preferred, given preference 1 to 20 or something like that, Group B service is your preference number 11 and 12 to even regular Group A services. Any reason for that? First, tell me what is DANIX which you have given as choice number 11?
So it is Delhi and Andaman Nicobar Civil Services.
Okay.
So I have preferred it to the 11 and 12 because, sir, one thing that I discussed a lot about it, where I should fill it. Because in other services I see that the DANIX is more close, it is also an administrative service. So many of the features that we have in the administrative service, Indian administrative service, comes in the DANIX also. Because there will be the regular interaction with the people, and we ensure that the many of the functions that are done by the administrative services is also done in the DANIX also. DANIX and DANIX.
No, but in terms of, though we can discuss it a lot, have you got any idea how many years it takes from an officer to be promoted from DANIX to IAS?
Sorry, sir, I'm
and
not
then you have already given a choice that IAS officer, suppose you get into IAS, you don't want to be considered for Delhi.
Right.
So maybe that makes it very difficult, and I think a lot of questions will definitely come to you. And you have preferred DANIPS as 12, and Indian Postal Service, which is a Group A service, you have given much behind Group B. So that will make it your position quite difficult in the actual interview. This one. So that is my feeling. Okay, but okay, coming, what do you understand by DANIPS, which is your choice number 12?
So it's a Delhi and Andaman Nicobar Police Services, sir.
Okay. And what is the feed? It is feeder service to what? because you get promoted. It's a Group B service, as you have already written, and then maybe it take 25 years to get promoted to Group A service, and from then it's like, where do you get promoted to? Which Group A service? Any idea?
No, sir. Sorry, sir.
No, that's why, like say, like now of course you can't change your this one. So it's my advice. See, while filling up the application form, like every word which you write has got serious connotations, and like these things, like 11, 12, Group B becoming your choice number 2. I mean, say like prefer to Group A service, will not be liked, because many of the even actual board member will be from a Group A service which you have left behind Group B service, so they will feel even bad about it. So, but the fact that you have already filled up, go through every word and have a rational answer to this one, as rational as you can be now, because you have already filled up.
Okay, sir. I will look into it, sir. Thank you, sir.
Mohit,
Yes, sir.
how are you feeling today?
So I am feeling good and excited also. Like
Really?
I am feeling, yes.
What are you excited about?
Sir, like having the interview, it is my first mock interview.
I see.
So like to interact with the esteemed board member. So for this I am very
Wonderful,
excited.
wonderful. I'm also curious and excited to talk to you about a few things,
Yes, sir.
particularly about your understanding of economics. What is your option subject?
Economics, sir.
Economics, was it? Okay. One very interesting phenomena I've come across, Mohit, it's called the invisible hand of the market.
Okay.
What is it?
Sir, this phenomena like first propounded by the Adam Smith, and it says that there are some individual hand or the forces of the market that automatically lead to the equilibrium in the market. So the forces of supply and demand ensure that the market to remain in equilibrium.
Equilibrium. And can you give me some examples from the Indian market that are that can explain this concept better to me?
Right, sir. Sir, one of is the power exchange. So if we see, as I am from the electrical engineering background also, so the power exchange in our power exchange market is wholly driven by supply and chain, sir. Like we have a power, this PXIL power exchange, the green term ahead market and the power exchange market, in which the supply and demand ensure what will be the tariff in the market, sir.
Okay, okay. Fine, okay. So there is a very interesting thing you mentioned here, rethinking economics. And rethinking economics, I think, is very much in fashion these days. Some people are actually even getting Nobel Prizes for that. So tell me, what is the dogma of traditional economics that has recently undergone a massive change?
Sir, if we see like after in the 20th century itself, so majority of the changes happen in economics was with respect to market. So there was this tendency of philosophy that the market will cater itself and government need not to interfere in it. But we have seen coming in the 21st century, we have seen it led to the very much problems.
No, that is not new actually, Mohit. That goes on in cycles, you know that. Markets, sometimes the markets are up, sometimes the government will control, etc., etc. No, I'm saying there was a traditional belief and the assumptions of economics have been challenged.
Yes, sir.
Essentially,
Right, sir.
namely that the agent is a rational agent.
Yes, sir. One of the point is that, sir.
Yes?
Yes,
And
sir.
so who propounded that rational man idea?
Sir, I'm able to remember the economist named Alfred Marshall that first gave the utility theory,
Okay.
in which it says that the consumer decides choices.
They will make a
based
rational
rationally.
choice given
Right,
the
sir.
number
They
of
will be
choices.
yes.
Yes. And this has been challenged now.
Right.
By what?
So, sorry, sir.
I'll give you a clue, no problem. Behavioral economics, have you heard of it?
Yes, sir.
This is the paradigm shift, no?
Yes, sir.
Everywhere it's going now. The government is using it. I mean, you don't know economics if you don't know behavioral economics. It's like that now.
Right, sir.
Nudge theory. Yes?
Yes, sir.
Can you give me the premise of that theory?
So, sir, you are asking for the nudge and for the behavioral economics, sir.
Then I'm going to have to ask you what is the difference between them.
Okay.
What is the difference between nudge theory and behavioral economics?
You are asking nudge theory or the Nash theory?
Nudge theory.
Nudge.
Nudge,
Right,
nudge,
yes.
not Nash.
Okay.
No, not John Nash.
Okay,
Not
sir.
that, no.
So, sir, if we see the nudge theory itself is a part of behavioral economics.
That's right. Yes. Now we come to what is the basic premise of nudge theory or behavioral economics?
So, sir, as I've earlier mentioned that it was the earlier belief that the market will cater itself and the consumer will behave rationally in the market. But there has been the many issues that we see, even in if we see with respect to the monetary policy of the country. So there has been the challenge
Premise, Mohit. What is the premise of nudge theory? I'm asking.
so it says that we have to nudge the consumer. Nudge means to regulate the behavior of the consumer in such a way that we able to achieve the desired result, desired outcome. It is used by many of the institutions and many of.
Can you give me an example of nudge theory being used?
Sir, for example, if we go to the shopping mall and there was some, say, let's say that shirt that is hanging in the mall, and if it have the price say 500 rupees, so there may be much less impact. But it says 600 cross 500 rupees, then it will intimate the consumer that the price has been slashed down.
Perhaps, but that's the oldest trick in the market
Yes, sir.
ever. And nudge theory is a little bit more nuanced. Can you give me an example of nudge theory or behavioral economics being used by the Indian government?
Indian government, yes, sir. One of the example is the honoring the honest scheme, sir.
Okay.
So in which the government have launched that the person or the people who are paying the taxes
Yes.
will be honored. There are the ideas that they will be given the free laws entry into the airport. So these are the examples that encourage people to pay the taxes. One other thing is that the LPG subsidy government also used. So there was in the income tax form there was a column in which it's automatically say that we are
Yes.
giving up the subsidy.
Good.
So these
That
are the,
is actually a good example of nudge theory. The rest were not to the point, but no problem. Thank you, Mohit.
Thank you very much, sir.
All right. An interesting thing which you said there. Incidentally, you have worked in L&T.
Yes, sir.
Why is L&T in the news?
So, sir, of all the things, the L&T has been
Right.
L&T is
right.
a good news.
So let's not waste time on that.
Okay.
So what is wrong with this statement?
Sir, one of the things that I think is wrong with this statement is that it does not, it shows some sort of lack of empathy from the corporate, sir.
Okay, 1 point.
Secondly, sir, I think that behind the saying of the statement that we have to work for 90 hours in a week, I think there are two premises to it from my point of view. One is that, sir, the chairperson trying to say that we need to work hard.
Which is fine.
Like obvious choice for a developing country. But at the same time, if we see in the market, the employees are not getting the wages accordingly. So even if they are working for the 90
Okay,
hours.
all right, point taken. You're not being paid enough. What's the second logic
And
against it?
second logic is again there has been the mental health issues, sir.
Okay.
We have seen that like WHO also said that 1 in 6 people in India
All right.
is suffering from burnout.
So what is the fine? It's common sense. I don't need WHO to tell me
Yes, sir.
how long to stare at my wife. But please tell me what is wrong with this? What is your counter to this? Mental health issues is fine. So what is the remedy?
Sir, I think one of the remedy that I see
No, there is another logic. It's part of the same logic. Please tell me.
Sorry, sir.
The point is work-life balance
Yes, sir,
is
work-life
the
balance.
word I'm looking for.
okay.
You're taking a very long time coming to it.
Yes,
What
sir,
is the
work-life-
third logic against this 90-hour business?
Sir, I can think of from an economic point of view regarding it, sir.
Okay.
So, sir, there has been putting the larger number into the work does not essentially need the productivity of the employee. will increase.
Perfect.
Yes, sir.
Parkinson's law. You put more work, you can put more work in lesser hours.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And work expands to fill.
Right, sir.
That's the point. Thank you.
Thank
That
you
was
very
one.
much, sir.
Secondly, interestingly, you have said visiting historical sites of historical and cultural value.
Yes, sir.
There have been 3 excavations of late. Sinoli, Rakhigarhi, Kiladi. How would you classify them? You have obviously not been to any of these three, but I presume you know about them. They are neither historical nor cultural so far, but they transcend all this and they present to us a paradigm shift in our thinking. Explain.
Sir, I am very limited knowledge about the places, but I have heard like Sonoli.
I have also not been there, so all this is from
So
what I have
like there has been excavations in Sonoli we see it is in UP.
Mm-hmm.
So there has been some of the excavation that we have able to find about the prehistoric era. Sir, I have to read about it, sir. I am not very much aware about it, sir.
What was the important find in Sinoli? You are not aware of
No,
this?
sir. Sorry, sir. I have to read about it, sir.
Chariots and swords. So far, we only thought that our ancestors, Gaye, Baal, Hull, agriculture, we were not warriors.
Okay, yes, sir.
Okay, so this is something. And importantly, what happened in Rakhigarhi and Kiladi?
Sir, I know the importance of Rakhigarhi in general.
Tell me.
So, sir, in Rakhigarhi, it is what we can say, one of the site in Haryana, and
Irrespective, completely irrelevant. So tell me, come to the point, please. One is in North India, one is in South India. What does it tell me?
sir, I have to read about it. Sir.
See, whatever else you tell me is all irrelevant.
Yes,
I'm
sir,
putting
I know,
close.
sir.
I'm putting a close to the interview, formal one.
Yes, sir.
But please understand that why I asked you this question was precisely what I studied from the way you are answering the rest of the questions. On an average, you utter 3 sentences before you come to the point. Okay? Not required.
Okay, sir.
The first thing, you are using your hands somewhat. I would appreciate if you use them about 20-25% more, which is one behavioral aspect. Your eye contact could be 50% more. You're not using it at all. I mean, very, very sporadically you do. But most importantly, when you speak, it's as if you have about 1 minute per question. No, you don't. Typically, in a conversation, the interest, the attention span of the listener goes down like this after 10-15 seconds. It's not like step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 QED like we do in physics, mathematics, etc. This 10th step has to be put right in the beginning.
Yes, sir.
The moment I had mentioned, Sir, Sinoli mein ye mila hai, iska ye significance hai. There are 3 sentences, that's it. Rakhigarhi and Kiladi, they proved that there was a genetic connect between the people of North India, South India, and therefore the Aryan migration theory is also buncombe. Aryan invasion theory has already been called buncombe, even this one. And if you're really thinking that far, it was probably a politically created divide between North and South. Right? But this is it. That's, I don't want to know Haryana mein hai, किस ज़िले में है, बागपत में है. I don't need all that.
Yes, sir.
Now, that is my question. Similarly, यहाँ पर भी हुआ, इस तरफ भी हुआ. You realize?
Yeah, I realize, sir.
So, this is the only shortcoming I could find in your otherwise good knowledge base. I would suggest you, for example, economics का आपने बड़ा अच्छा आंसर किया. मेरी आपसे उम्मीद ये है, जो भी सवाल सुने, if this is the tendency, you should practice listening to the question, the intent of the question. We are asking one aspect. You are telling us about the topic, about the subject. No. अशोका की लंबाई क्या थी? मैं ये पूछ रहा हूँ. आप अशोक के कलिंगा वॉर के बारे में बता रहे हैं. Not required. Understood? Yes, the intent of the question. And from your wealth of knowledge, pick out the 2 sentences within 2-3 seconds, which best fit the question, and just speak those in the first 7, 8, 10 seconds. If we want to explore more about the subject or your own wealth of knowledge about the subject, we will ask you a supplementary. But don't start with an essay,
Okay, sir.
right? This is the most important part.
Yes, sir.
What to say is crucial, but what not to say is absolutely vital in the in this format. That's all I'll say. Please. Add anything you have to.
मोहित, ऐसा है कि 2-3 ट्रेड्स मैंने जानने की कोशिश की थी आपसे। पहला ट्रेड ये कि क्या आप एनालिटिकल माइंड के हैं कि नहीं, इसलिए फेमिलियर ग्राउंड लिया गया इलेक्ट्रिकल इंजीनियरिंग का, वेरी फेमिलियर ग्राउंड। लेकिन तब आपने मुझे बताया कि डीसी को स्टोर करने की ज़रूरत पड़ेगी अंत में। मैं समझा कि वो विषय पर डिस्कस करना एकदम बेमानी है आपके साथ में। इसी प्रकार मैंने दूसरा सवाल किया कि लो वोल्टेज एसी पर क्यों नहीं हम काम कर सकते हैं। उसमें भी कॉन्सेप्ट क्योंकि क्लियर नहीं है और आप अपने को एनालिसिस करने के लिए तैयार नहीं हैं, इसलिए वो बात हम लोग डिस्कस नहीं कर सके। तो एनालिटिकल माइंड इज़ ए इम्पॉर्टेंट ट्रेट फॉर ए ब्यूरोक्रेट।
Yes, sir.
ओके, देन सेकंड इज़, जो भी सवाल होते हैं आपको शुरू में ये नहीं तय कर पाते हैं कि मुझे आता है कि नहीं आता है। द फैक्ट दैट यू डू नॉट नो इज़ अ वेरी गुड ट्रेट, बट यू शुड बी एबल टू फाइंड इट आउट क्विकली दैट यू डू नॉट नो। अब होता क्या है कि आपने 30 सेकेंड्स 1 मिनट बिता दिए, उसके बाद अचानक आपको महसूस होता है कि मुझे तो नहीं मालूम है। वो चीज़ गलत है। Crystallize your ideas before you open your mouth for giving the answer.
Yes, sir.
If you feel that ideas are not coming to you, then there are 3-4 escape routes. That, sir, I do not know, sir, I don't recall, sir, I don't remember. All these, with whatever politeness you have.
Yes,
And then get away with that. But if after attending to what is Sinoli, halfway then you decide that you don't know, and then why you waste the time of the board? So again, a trait which is undesirable for a bureaucrat. I am looking the personality traits of bureaucrats. I'm not looking at Sonoli, I'm not looking electrical energy, we're looking at the bureaucrats problem. So be careful and revise it to the extent possible
Yes, sir.
your traits which you show up. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
In fact, you could start by saying, sir, may I take a couple of seconds to think? And if you say, sorry, sir, I can't, I don't know.
Yes, sir.
You should decide. 10 से 20% अगर आपको आता है, please say safely, sorry, sir, I don't know. पढ़ा था, भूल गया. Perfectly
कोई
honest.
दिक्कत नहीं है।
Perfectly honest. We'll go to another topic.
Yes, sir.
41% अगर आपको आता है, बोलिए, sir, I don't know for sure, but may I take a guess?
Yes, sir.
But don't start off and then आधे रास्ते decide करें. Absolutely, this is a very vital point.
हमने देखा कि आप हर एक केस में कुछ बोलना तो चाहते ही हैं, तो इंटेग्रिटी इज वेरी important, most important trait that is trying to be located. So you have realized that that is somehow in the gray sphere. तो इसलिए उस पर मार्क करिए। नहीं आता है बिल्कुल ही डिनाई कर, बिकॉज यू हैव डन पोस्ट ग्रेजुएट इन इकोनॉमिक्स, यू हैव डन इलेक्ट्रिकल इंजीनियरिंग, यू आर सपोज टू स्पीक
Yes, sir.
things, no volumes on these, but then question asked and response to that should be linked.
Yes.
चलो, okay? All right.
नहीं सर,
हाँ, बताइए if there's something.
I mean, I have already mentioned that go through every word which you have written in your application form and try to be logical with this one, because it can get you this one, and there has to be logical answer. Like I, for one, will not be able to buy this theory that you are putting Group B ahead of Group A, that two important services, and like not filling up your home estate and all this thing. But see, that cannot be undone now. Like your form is already filled up.
Yes, sir.
But your answer to the questions which come from your DAF, like you should try to explain as logically as possible.
Yes, sir. I will work on that, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you
Carry
very
on.
much, sir.